Is Santa Claus Village in Lapland, Finland worth a visit or not? Many say it's a tourist trap, yet it still attracts more than 500,000 of visitors from all over the world to visit this magical place. In this video, I will pay a visit myself to see what a visitor can do for free and what are not. I've also showed there's another place to see the big fat man, Santa Claus, which is cheaper and more worth visiting, where it literally makes me weep in front of him. Hi, welcome to Danny on the Go. I'm Danny. For those who are new to my channel, I do many hotels review and the airlines experience, many from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, as well as the interesting places I've experienced. Let's swing into the Santa Claus Village and Rovaniemi in 14 seconds from now. On my previous video, I made a review on the very first hotel opened in Rovaniemi, Scandic Poyanhavi, with the superior room in it, and you may click on the link above to check it out if you haven't watched that. Santa Claus Village is located less than 10 kilometers away from Rovaniemi, the capital of Lapland, and one either can take a public bus number 8, which connects from Rovaniemi bus station to the village, which costs around €4 per person, or can be like me, join a day tour with transportation arranged without any hassle. The drive from Rovaniemi city center to Santa Claus Village takes less than 15 minutes and depends on the season one is coming. The parking can be quite chaotic, especially during Christmas time. Nevertheless, it's free for the parking as well as getting into the village. So why coming during Christmas when it's open all year round? Now I know that a lot of people actually tells you, what you should do in Santa Claus Village, and there are a lot of things to walk around and play around. It's like a Disneyland. Some people say it's a touristy trap, and to me, I just think that it's quite true because most of the thing is quite pricey and quite expensive, and even though they have some free things around. So right now, I'll tell you some of the free things you can actually find in Santa Claus Village without paying a single cent of money here. But I also will tell you some of the things that you need to pay and probably it's worth of it. So let's get into it. The Santa Claus Village is a very big space where one may spend the whole day or even 2 days if needed. But for those who have maybe a few hours in this place, this video is to show you which are the places that is a must to visit first. As the village is huge, there are maps all over the area for one to navigate to different sections in the village. Here I will walk around on a few areas as shown in the map. The Central Square, Santa Claus main post office, Santa Claus office, people arenas or gingerbread cottages, Xmas Boulevard, and lastly have my lunch at the Snowman World Cafe. Of course, there's so much to do and walk around if one have the time, as this village is so big, but there is a story behind this village. I'm in Santa Claus Village, and I think this is the very magical moment because everyone likes to be here. Now, before I continue to tell you what are the places that you must visit when you're in Santa Claus Village, I have to let you know this place behind me. It's called the Roosevelt Cottage because this is the place where the whole entire Santa Claus Village started. It's because during the World War II, after the really devastated in the whole entire Rovaniemi, after that the city actually tries to rebuild, and the US President's wife, Eleanor Roosevelt, came to actually see how is the post reconstruction of the World War II in this city goes on, and she came to stay in this place, and this is the cottage she stayed, and right now it becomes a souvenir shops. She never know that, everyone never knows that this cottage is the very first place that the whole entire thing started. It's really magical, right? Everyone that comes to Santa Claus Village will head to the central square first, where it's the center of the village. Before one gets into the square, they will do one thing, that is to cross the Arctic Circle line. Even though it might not be the actual line as it shifted all the time, it's representing that visitors is entering into the Arctic Circle before meeting the Santa Claus himself. One can cross the line using all kind of method, leap, crawl, or roll himself like what I'm doing, and they can do it how many times they want as it's free. At one end of the Arctic Circle line pillars, one will notice there are many visitors gathering and doing all kind of funny reactions. This is the live camera for Santa Claus Village that can be viewed in YouTube channel 24 hours all year round. So visitors will call their friends or relatives to log into Rovaniemi live camera to show them live in front of the camera. Even I never call my family to watch. I personally recorded this footage using my phone as to let the whole world knows I'm here. Beside this camera is a huge temperature to show how cold this place is, which is also a photo spot for most visitors, including me myself. Before I continue, I want to say that this video is with partnership with Scandic Travel. If you want to be like me, having a so fun time in the Santa Claus Village, there's a good deal for you here. Let me introduce you to Scandic Travel, the tour operator arranging my entire Finland's journey. With over 10 years experience in creating luxury, tailor-made tours across Finland, Sweden, Norway, Estonia and Iceland, their expert travel consultants handle everything from hotels, transfers, restaurants and activities, all handpicked to make your trip stress-free and picture perfect. What's more, if you book through them now, you'll be able to enjoy 10% off using my promo code DANNY10. So why wait? Check out their website with hundreds of packages offer, or click the link in the description below this video to enjoy the hassle-free trip like I do. Right now, I will show you the places that is free to look around, but not free to participate. The best thing to come to Santa Claus Village is to meet the host of the village, Santa Claus himself. Right at the central square is the Santa Claus office, and it's free to go in and meet him. However, it's going to be a long queue if one comes in late or during peak season like Christmas month. In my case, I was told that the queue may take 45 minutes. Moreover, the visitors are not allowed to bring camera in, and there will be elves taking the photos or video for you, and one may need to purchase them with very steep price, which is €40 for one A4 photo and €55 for two A4 photos and a video. Due to the long wait, I gave up meeting Santa here, and no worries, I have a good tip for a cheaper and much more value place to meet Santa himself, and I will share to you later of the video. So do stay tuned, and for sure you will not regret for my tip here. The next space where it's free to look around but not free to participate is the Santa main post office. Inside, there are lots of Santa merchandises one can purchase, but the main point to coming to this post office is to send a postcard. Visitors can choose and purchase one or more postcards from the various design offered here and write a sweet message to your loved ones or even they themselves. Then they also need to purchase the stamp, which costs around €3 to €5 depends on the location. After that, they can choose to send a postcard on the specific preferred date, which they can drop on the yellow box, or on the coming Christmas where it's more meaningful, where they can drop in the red box. Yes, this is a full-service post office and therefore it attracts lots of visitors here. And on one side, there is a rack that stated letters from all over the world to Santa himself. They even have some from Malaysia, just a few of them. Next attractions are the rides where it's free to view but not free to participate. First is the reindeer ride. Located just behind the center office is the Reindeer Village where they offer two types of distance called Reindeer Path with 400 meters and Forest Path with 800 meters. This is the price for each ride. The wait can be quite long depends on the crowd and there's a fireplace at the entrance for visitors to warm up. If one doesn't want to pay for the ride, they can view it on the bridge or at the side behind the fence. Next to it is the snowmobile ride and this is the price for it. I will have my snowmobile ride not here but to a more interesting real nature place on my next episode. Last and not least attraction is the Husky ride at the Husky Park. One can choose to pet and ride with the price of €65 for 30 minutes. The Santa Claus Village is truly an amazing place for both adults and young ones to enjoy, and they can even choose to stay in this village where there are all kinds of accommodation offered from hotels, glass igloo, chalet and apartments. Of course, there are souvenir shops and restaurants located all over the village where one can stay, play and eat all at one village. All these are not free. Somehow there is no way for one not to spend any money here because people like me needs to eat. On my lunch, I choose to eat at a cafe beside the Snowman World, another attraction where it's related to snow where I never visited as the entry price is €35 per person. Here is my lunch in this cafe. Before I leave the village, I managed to visit the washroom where some may ask, are they free and easy to find one? Answer is yes for both, as there will sure be one at the restaurant and in the bigger souvenir shops. As far as I know, Santa Claus Village only attracts visitors and locals will try to avoid it as it's too commercialized and crowded. For first-timer, it's a good place to come and try and feel the Christmas vibe. But if you ask me whether if I want to return again to this place or not, I would say no. I would rather walk around in the Rovaniemi city center where I find it's more comfortable, where I can enjoy Christmas vibe there too. Today, Rovaniemi has become the world well-known tourist spot just because it's the hometown of Santa Claus. But there were actually questions I received recently that asking, you know the song, Santa Claus is coming to town. I know I'm singing very bad. I'm just telling to tell that there are people actually asking the town that's referring from the song here, is it this town Rovaniemi or not? And the answer is no. Okay, because Santa Claus is coming to town, this song, it was created in 1930s. Yeah, it was like way before Rovaniemi becomes the hometown of Santa Claus. Rovaniemi becomes the hometown of Santa Claus in the 80s. Yeah, just because the government here wants to promote this place and want to develop this place into a touristy spot, and they find that, oh, it's a winter wonderland here, there's lots of snow during winter and it looks like Christmas, and it feels very Christmas vibe. Therefore, they pick up the Santa Claus as the main element or the mascot for this town here. So therefore, it only happens in 1980s. Meanwhile, the song Santa Claus is coming to town, the town in the song is not related to this town Rovaniemi. So yeah, it's not totally different. So today, even though it's different, people just think that, oh, Santa Claus is coming to town, and they're referring to this town, Rovaniemi, because you can see Santa Claus everywhere in this town. But by right, it's not. There are Christmas trees and lights all over, and they even have souvenirs and Santa merchandises all around too. Lots of dining options like restaurants, pubs and bars, and cafes to choose from all along the pedestrian street around the Lodi Square, which is the center of Rovaniemi. During winter season, they even have ice skating ground for everyone to enjoy. With snow falling from the sky, the entire city center turns into a Christmas city immediately. For those afraid of cold, they can stay warm in shopping malls where they have a few in the city. Perfect to shop indoor and stock up some necessity goods too. Booths are set up along the walkway, and they are not only selling merchandises, but some of it are very related to Christmas theme, like booths showing Jesus was born in a manger with the wooden sculpture of Joseph and Mary with the ice sculpted three wise men. There are ice sculptures for visitors to take photos as well, but for me, I prefer taking photos with the frozen bicycles. Generally, Rovaniemi city center is not big, and the main shops are all located at the pedestrian street, and the entire pedestrian street is nothing loose compared with the Santa Claus Village. So this is how the Rovaniemi city center looks like. It's not actually very big, and it's very easy to navigate. It's just like a cross junction where the center is the Lodi Square. So yeah, everything is just so centralized. You can get almost everything. Now I want to say is the place behind me. This place behind me used to be a McDonald's. Now this McDonald's used to be the most northern McDonald's in the world, but it has been actually shifted to the place called Murmansk in Russia. But because of the war of the Russia-Ukraine war, McDonald's has withdrawn from this city of Murmansk, and they moved back to this place for several years. But after that, they closed down, and these McDonald's have moved down to a few kilometers away from the city center, where people like me cannot actually walk there. You have to drive. And now, where is the northernmost McDonald's? It has actually falls to Tromsø, Norway. So if you happen to go to Tromsø, Norway, you will actually make a visit to the northernmost McDonald's. But this place has been replaced to some kind of fast food chain, and it's no longer a McDonald's here. It's just a waste sometimes, seeing sometimes, something that is really worth talking about, really worth going to, is actually no longer here. But anyway, here has more than just McDonald's. It has so much to do. It has a Christmas vibe. The trees are white, beautiful pine trees, and most of all, you have Santa Claus here. As I mentioned earlier, visitors can get to meet Santa for free with a cheaper price for photos as well. Here in Rovaniemi city center, there is a booth called Santa Claus City Office located next to the Lodi Square. With just a fee of €35, which is €5 cheaper than the Santa Claus Village, visitor can get a photo with Santa and talk with him as long as you want, provided there's no one behind you to meet Santa himself. And most importantly, visitors can take their own camera and phone to take as many photos and videos as they want. The space inside is not big and divided into 2 rooms only. The reception area where one will have to make payment as well as center merchandises are sold, and center office where I have my small talk, photos and videos taken.
Look at this one.
Yeah, I'm looking at the camera.
Okay. Kind of the hand of the shoulder.
Oh my gosh.
The very shaky hand.
It's been so... Oh my gosh. Be quiet.
Oh.
I'm from Malaysia.
Yeah.
It's very far away.
It's far away.
So it's planning for 5 years. Before the pandemic, since planning for it. And it's been so many things happened within the 5 years. My dad passed.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hey, but I promise one day you will see him again. No, don't worry. We all lose people around us. But I know that there will be a day you will see your dad again. So don't worry. You have that.
I'm trying to be a good boy.
Yeah.
I will. Okay, thank you.
I promise, it's no worries. You will see him. That's for sure.
Okay, I have my bucket list ticked.
Okay. Nani, let me hear.
Thank you, Santa, so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you're a great guy and you're a beautiful heart.
Oh, my eyes is with tears now.
It's okay.
Okay. I have no words, but to say that it's very touching seeing Santa in a place like this, even though this is not the village. But I would say that this place is really worth to visit. The price is something a little bit cheaper. I think it's similar. But the one thing that's not that strict is customers can take videos or photos using their cameras, like what I'm doing. So, provided you must purchase the photos from them first, then you can use your camera and photos to take whatever photos or videos, which is I think that's very good for people like guys. I mean, visitors like us that likes to visit Santa without just having 1 photos or 2 photos with him only. This place is not that big, but truly it's warm. People inside are friendly. I just love it. So by all means, that if I want to recommend that if you can't get into the village, this is the city center office, which is you can actually get into meeting up center for free, as well as you can purchase the photos and take your own photos and videos as well. So I strongly encourage that people that want to save some money and don't want to get into the crowded places queue like that. But even though it's a little bit more people now, but it's not as crowded as those in the village. So I will say that this place is quite nice. Yeah. Rovaniemi has more than just Santa Claus Village and Santa Claus. It has so much to do, and coming to say that, I would like to bring out what's on my next episode. On my next episode, I'll be joining the Lapland safari and taking the snowmobile all the way on a frozen river to a small reindeer village. At night, I will also try my luck to see the northern lights too. So do remember to stay tuned on my next episode on next week by hitting the subscribe button, as you will not miss any of my videos. I hope to see you again on my next video. Till then, bye!